Hello, welcome to the Acronis breakout session about staying relevant and delivering the security protections that your clients need. We are happy to be here today and are looking forward to engaging each one of you individually at our booth. There you can dive deeper into Acronis' CyberProtect platform, our ConnectWise integration, and see for yourself how easy it is to simplify and fortify your cybersecurity solutions portfolio today. And if you stick around for a full demo, we'll even give you an Amazon gift certificate as a thank you for your time. First, a quick introduction. My name is Amy Luby, and I am Channel Chief Evangelist here at Acronis. That's just corporate speak for being our lead channel community engagement person. I myself was an MSP for over 15 years, starting in the late 90s. I was an early adopter of the recurring revenue model, and I built a small MSP organization in Omaha, Nebraska. In the mid-2000s, I pivoted into one of the first master MSPs in the channel. We delivered 24/7 NOC, help desk, and hosted services to evolving MSPs. We gave them the knowledge, the skills, and the services to scale their organizations quickly and profitably. That organization was acquired in 2010, and ever since then, I have worked with distribution and security vendors to build their MSP channel programs. I've been heavily involved in the MSP channel communities for over 26 years now, including participating in CompTIA and ASCII boards, and even built my own peer groups and a forum of over 3,000 MSPs who communicate and collaborate every day. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can eliminate complexity and make security a center point of your offerings, while giving you and your engineering teams the right tools to fortify your defenses, simplify your delivery, and give you peace of mind knowing your client's data is protected from all vectors rather than merely backing it up. Also, one of our best engineers, James Abercrombie, is here today. He will tell you more about himself a little later, and then he'll show you exactly how this all works. Ransomware attacks happen every 14 seconds. You can't even close your next ticket before another ransomware attack happens. Clearly, endpoint protection alone is not enough, as 75% of organizations infected with ransomware are already running up-to-date endpoint protection. The most expensive component of a cyber attack is data loss. It's 43% of the total cost to recover. And in the next year, over $6 trillion are expected to be spent globally on cybersecurity. The reality is that all organizations are shifting to make cybersecurity the cornerstone of their approach, reprioritizing their budgets to align with the reality of today's digital threat landscape. So what does this mean to you? Well, we all know that remote monitoring, backup, and disaster recovery are commodities. SMBs don't want to pay a premium for these commodity services. What SMBs truly value, what they will actually pay for, is protection. Protection against dreaded ransomware, they want compliance management, and they want security incident management. The burden of protection, though, falls to you, to the technical operations teams. It is you who has to evaluate new security technologies. You have to determine who are best in class and which ones are best for your client needs. You have to deploy these technologies, configure them, and manage them 24/7. And then you have to fix issues when they do occur. And overall, you have to be confident that you've put together products that protect your clients from all threat vectors. This, we know, is a heavy, heavy burden, and that ultimately you hope that you've put together something that actually prevents data loss, gives you tools for rapid mitigation, and goes well beyond antivirus and anti-malware. Like most service providers, you probably rely on a patchwork of legacy backup and security solutions. And for you, this might look like 6, 7, or more different vendors, different agents, and management consoles. This means you have to train your engineers on all of the different point products, spend tons of time deploying many agents when onboarding clients, hoping that they're all compatible. All of your engineers have to know how each product works, how to use each one's console, and how to escalate issues to each vendor for support when you need it. All of these point solutions need to integrate with ConnectWise as well. This is all expensive. It complicates your licensing, your deployments, your testing, training, support workflows, and vendor support contracts. Can you even keep track of them all? In the end, your team has a complex mess of solutions that are not integrated and still don't solve the modern security challenges that your clients face today. The core tenet that MSPs build their client relationships on is trust. If that trust is breached, it is difficult to recover. Patching together a bunch of standalone technologies and agents bog down machines, make management difficult, and traditional tools simply don't work against modern threats. Acronis is most well known for its multiple award-winning predecessor platform called Acronis Cyber Backup. In fact, many ConnectWise partners use it today as we've been around for almost 20 years and are integrated with ConnectWise tools. We've spent the last 7 years developing our CyberProtect Cloud platform on top of our Cyber Backup because data protection is more than just merely backup. Now more than ever, cybersecurity must be core to any MSP offering, and CyberProtect gives you a full suite of cyber protection tools under a single console, single agent that are fully integrated and automated. No longer do you have to string together disparate, unintegrated point products to try and protect your client's data. You can eliminate complexity and make security a center point of your offering. NIST is the leading worldwide framework for cybersecurity and is widely adopted by most corporations, governments, and vendors. Acronis has aligned our CyberProtect features and solutions with the core framework principles of identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. With one solution, you gain access to backup, disaster recovery, artificial intelligence-based malware and ransomware protection, URL filtering, continuous data protection, threat feed and security scoring, remote monitoring and desktop control, application whitelisting from backup, file sync and share, blockchain-based file notarization and e-signature services, and alerting and reporting, all managed from a single console with a single agent deployed. We are super excited to introduce our new CyberProtect platform, and I want to thank you for your time today. I am going to go ahead and hand off to James now, who is going to get a little nerdy with you by demonstrating how CyberProtect works and our integrations with Control, Manage, and Automate.
I figured this is where I could cover some tips or best practices, if you will. ConnectWise Control and Automate both provide a default Acronis protection plan, the entire machine to cloud, that will back up your entire system to the Acronis cloud Monday to Friday at a time of your choosing. The default plan is a great way to ensure all systems are protected as soon as the Acronis plugin is configured. If you're interested in providing additional solutions to your clients, such solutions as advanced anti-malware, next generation full stack AI/ML-based protection against malware, ransomware, and crypto miners. If you would like to provide security and comprehensive yet simple endpoint management tools within one single agent, well, then you might be interested to learn that any plan created within the Acronis Cyber Cloud can be deployed via Control and Automate. As you'll see here, 2 plans show up. I'll jump over to my Cyber Protection console, create a new plan. We'll name this New Workstation. We'll go ahead, leave it as is. We'll enable CDP. From here, create. Once the plan has been created, we can jump right on over to Manage or Control or Automate, refresh, and find that this protection plan is now available. We can deploy this, apply it, and utilize it via Control or via Automate to make the best use of our cyber protection solutions. Automate will even allow a default plan to be set for workstations and or servers, meaning when an Automate system has the Acronis agent installed, the specific plan that you have designated as the default plan for server or workstation will be applied automatically. This ensures that you are providing all that Acronis Cyber Protect has to offer to all of your clients as quickly as possible. Let me jump on over and show you what I mean by this. Under Imported Backup Plans, which can be found under System, Dashboard, Configuration, Integration, and Acronis Cyber Cloud, you'll find the imported backup plans where you can then import. Now, you won't see Workstation in here yet. We'll go on into Import. And once you select your customer, the plans will show up. There's New Workstation, and you'll see we have Data Protection Mapping, Patch Management, Vulnerability Assessment, the ability to toggle Security Essentials or Defender, as well as URL filtering, anti-malware protection, as well as backup protection. We can import this and apply this as a default for any one of our workstations. So moving forward, whenever a lab tech or Automate agent is found to be on a workstation that has an Acronis agent installed on it, this workstation plan will be applied automatically. Some people ask me, James, what's the best way to deploy Acronis? And my favorite response is to ask if they're using ConnectWise first. This allows me to provide a realistic answer, as deploying Acronis with ConnectWise might actually be easier than without. So when planning your ConnectWise and Acronis integration, to simplify your configuration, my rule of thumb is, if you're using Manage, configure this plugin first. You'll create an API member. Once you have authenticated Manage and Acronis, you will create a prepaid or a pay-as-you-go Acronis Cyber Protect agreement for your Manage customer. The services that you add into the Manage agreement will be leveraged when provisioning a new Acronis customer from your Manage customer. Now, if you're using Automate, configure this plugin second. You will map your Automate customer via company or location to the Acronis customer. You provisioned this earlier via Manage. This plugin will allow you to deploy and configure the Acronis agent, as well as apply a protection plan, including those default plans. And any usage will be reported back to Manage for automated billing and ticketing. Now, my last tip is this. If you're not using Automate or Manage, take a look at Control first to see the capabilities and then move on to the more robust solution. Once you realize the value in Control, you'll understand the value in Automate as well as Manage, and you can move forward knowing that you have invested in the best solution set an MSP can.
Now we're going to talk about how you can set up ticketing, billing, and provisioning in Manage. To set up the integration within Manage, you must first create an API member to authenticate between Acronis and Manage. This can be done from the Manage system, members, API members. Under API members, click the plus. You'll be able to create an API member which will provide you with a client ID and secret. You take that client ID and secret over to the Acronis Cyber Cloud console, click Integration, select the Manage integration at the top, and select Settings. Within Settings, you'll provide the ConnectWise site and company name, your public key and private key. From there, you'll enable product mapping and ticket creation. And then we can talk about how we will provision. But before we can provision, we must set up product mapping. Automatically, Acronis Cyber Cloud will create resources for you within Manage based on which edition you select to authenticate. From here, we click Next, and you have the ability to drop down, select what storage you would like to sell and utilize, and effectively bill upon for each one of the licensing editions that we offer, whether it be Standard Edition for regular workstations or file servers, whether it be Advanced Edition for your Oracle or your SQL or Exchange needs, or whether it be our Disaster Recovery Edition, allowing you to fail over to the Acronis Cloud. Every single service that you can offer within the Acronis Cyber Cloud can be tracked and billed via ConnectWise Manage. This can all be done very quickly and efficiently simply by deploying the ConnectWise and Acronis plugin. Once you have decided on your naming schema for your ConnectWise resources, you click Save, and you'll be able to go into Manage and start creating agreements for your companies. select LBX, go right into the agreement, and see the cyber protection agreement has been created already. Additions will include every single service that will enable for that customer within the Acronis Cyber Cloud. As simple as clicking plus, typing in Acronis, and searching for the service that you wish to enable for your customer. At which point you can set a total quantity, which will set a limit for your customer, or you can leave it set to 0, which will leave it as unlimited. You can set a unit price right here. You can set a unit cost. You could set an effective date as well as a canceled date. Now, leaving an effective date without a canceled date will leave everything as unlimited and will allow you to do a pay-as-you-go model. If you're looking to provide a prepaid upfront, you can always set an effective date with a cancellation date and a total cost for each month, at which point your billing will be taken care of. Going back over to the Acronis Cyber Cloud, you'll see under provisioning, there's a couple of options when it comes to creating an Acronis customer. Now, whether you are creating a new Acronis customer from a managed customer or company, or if you're mapping a managed customer to an existing Acronis company, what you have the option to do is come in here, create new customers via the company primary contact information or company name provided via Manage, as well as how you want the activation to be sent. By default, we send an activation email with a registration token that's valid for 24 hours. If you don't want this to be sent to your client, you can define this manually and then change it later on. From here, you can also set customer deprovisioning options, whether you want to set offering items to 0 when you're deprovisioning, if you want the customer to be disabled, or if you want the customer data to be deleted. From here, we can set how we want to handle offloading or offboarding customers who are no longer with us. Company mapping will in fact allow us to go through, view all of the managed customers or companies, select, and then map to a new customer tenant or map to an existing company. As I said, you can drill through the existing customers that you already have within Acronis and assign them to an existing customer tenant. Therefore, saying, all right, all the information that I have within Manage is now mapped to the information that's being pulled from Acronis, and all the usage for my customers' 3 workstations or 4 workstations will be sent on over to the Manage console. It will be parsed and will be delivered into my billing system so that I can then effectively bill my customers correctly. On top of that, ticketing can be enabled. For ticket creation, you just select which ConnectWise board you'd like to utilize, Pro Services, Managed Services, and enable which alerts you would like to have created on the ConnectWise board. The tickets that are created within the ConnectWise board, when they're closed, can auto-close the Acronis case as well, so that you don't have to worry about double closure of cases or tickets, or not tickets, alerting, if you will. That's how you would create your Manage agreements, how you would utilize the Acronis resources to effectively create new customers within Acronis easily, effectively, efficiently through Manage, as well as bill and ticket everything through one console.
Now I'm going to cover ConnectWise Automate and how it can complement the Acronis Cyber Cloud. We're going to talk about how you can remotely install and update the Acronis agent via the Automate console, how you can easily apply predefined protection plans at the client location or even machine level, how you can monitor protection statuses for any errors or warnings that may occur, leverage the native Automate reporting, ticketing, and alerting functionality for handling backup events, and how to provision new or map to existing Acronis Cyber Cloud customers. First, let's start with the new integration method. This allows you to create an API client from the Acronis Cyber Cloud console itself. Simply go into the Acronis Cyber Cloud, select Settings and API Clients. From there, in the top right, you will see Create API Client. From here, you'll take your client ID and your secret and save those credentials somewhere safe. From there, we'll take them right back over to our Automate instance. We'll open up the System Configuration Dashboard. We'll browse through Configuration, Integration, and find the Acronis tab, where we will then be able to add a partner. Entering in the client ID and secret will bypass the need to enter in your credentials clear text. You still have the ability to do so, although it is not recommended. From here, you can enable and toggle your ticket and alert integration, collecting and showing Acronis Cyber Cloud alerts from only systems that have the ConnectWise Automate agent installed, or from all systems that are to be protected by the Acronis Cyber Cloud, such as cloud applications. Once a partner has been added, Automate and Acronis Cyber Cloud are now connected. Once they are connected, you can import your backup plans simply by clicking Import. Once your partner has loaded, use the drop-down to select which tenant you would like to start importing your backup plan from. Whether it be a partner or a customer, you can use both of these drop-downs. Once selected, you will see as your protection plans flow in and give you the ability to import from any one of these customers. You may also enable troubleshooting, debug, info, warning, or error. This allows you to collect and show those Acronis Cyber Cloud alerts again, and also collect the necessary information to provide to our support team in case of any issues. When setting up Automate with Acronis Cyber Protection, you have the option to map companies or locations to the Acronis customer tenants, whether they be existing or if you're creating new. To map at the company level, simply double-click a company, browse to the Acronis Cyber Cloud tab, and that will display all the systems for the respective company and whether or not the Acronis agent has been installed. Additionally, you can view when the last and the next backup are set to occur, as well as what protection plan has been applied and what storage is being used. As you can see here, I've already mapped this to LabTech customer, LabTech demo customer. Now, moving forward, I'll show you how you are able to map this to a company location or to a company. Browse down under LabTech Demo 2, show you that we have 2 locations. Demo location 3 has not yet been mapped, so when we open up the Acronis Cyber Cloud tab, we'll have the ability to use an existing Acronis customer or create new. And when we create a new customer, we'll again utilize this drop-down to select which partner it will be deployed under. You have the ability to change what the customer name, login, email, and password is, as well as the ability to enable 2-factor authentication. From here, you can select what services will be enabled for this customer, whether they are utilizing the CyberProtect services for standard systems or CyberProtect for disaster recovery. They can go through, select these additions so that we can deploy the proper agent, as well as utilize the proper storage. You may also enable or disable additional Acronis services such as file sync and share, notary, and physical data shipping. Once you have established all of your information for this customer, you may then create, pushing out a new customer creation to the Acronis Cyber Cloud. Now, what can you do with Automate and Acronis now that they have been mapped? When you double-click on your LabTech demo, you can see the systems that we have protected. Under the Acronis Cyber Cloud tab, we'll have the ability to apply plans, the ability to revoke or stop a backup. We can install our agents, we can update our agents, and we can uninstall those agents. When you go in to edit these settings, Right? You can change whether they're mapped to an existing partner. You can delete the integration and push them out to a new customer if you like. The idea here is that you have the ability to map this automate company or location to any customer you like within Acronis, therefore automating your deployment. Once we've set it up to automate your deployment, you can start pushing these agents out, whether it be manual or whether it be automated. Now, in the bottom right of the screen, you will see that we have the ability to deploy agent on new machines automatically. So if there is already an Automate agent installed, we see the system showing up under the Automate company or location. The Acronis agent can be deployed automatically. In addition to that, we can also apply default plan to the machines that do not have plans set. So as we see new systems that don't have Acronis agents installed on them, the Acronis agent can be installed automatically, and the default protection plan can be applied automatically, whether it be for a server or for a workstation. From there, you can go to the backup console in order to provide any extra granular services. In addition, you can double click on the system itself and open up a individual representation of that system, right? You get that systems dash, and then you can go over to the plugin dash and find exactly, what's going on with this system. The system's not yet protected. We can go into the embedded console and we can apply a plan. That plan, again, could be defined by default, or we can go in and set an entire protection policy. We can then apply that policy so that that plan is then run for that system. From there, we can go to the backup console. We can perform recoveries. We can set the active protection plans, revoke the active protection plans, as well as update or uninstall the agents. So really, Automate is giving you the ability to go through and automate your agent installation, your configuration of your backup plans, and allows you to automate your recovery as well, giving you an easy way into the backup console or cyber protection console so that you can perform some extra granular level recoveries. Last but not least is our Acronis dashboard, which will give you a nice overview of all of the systems that you're protecting and what the health of them are. As you'll see here, we have 3 machines. They're not yet protected as we are just now pushing out those agents and pushing out the default protection plan. As that system is protected, you'll see it show up under monthly storage usage and monthly activities as a backup and as a storage usage.
Now we're going to talk about how you can remotely access and control client devices in order to solve complex customer issues with ConnectWise Control paired with Acronis CyberCloud. I'm going to show you how to find, install, and enable the Acronis CyberCloud plugin for ConnectWise Control. With this plugin, you'll have the ability to remotely install and update agents, choose from and apply protection plans, as well as view critical alerts for your systems. First, from the administration pane, you will select your extensions. From the extensions, you'll browse the online extensions and search for Acronis CyberCloud. Once you've installed the Acronis CyberCloud plugin, you'll have the option to configure the settings. Within the settings, you'll need to set your data center URL, uscloud.acronis.com, and then set your client ID and secret. This can be generated from the Acronis CyberCloud console. From the API clients, create API client here, type in the name you would like to give it. From here, copy out your credentials. Make sure to save it in a safe place. From here, you take your secret, go over to control, and provide it. Now, save that, and once you have saved it, you can then move in and start setting up configurations for your control sessions. Within Access, you'll see a list of all of the systems that you have control sessions with. Now you'll see the iconic Acronis A show up and the ability to deploy the Acronis Cyber Protection Agent. From here, you have the ability to configure customers that you have already set up within Acronis CyberCloud. You can use an existing Acronis customer, or you can create a new Acronis customer from the ConnectWise console itself. Create the customer name, login, email, password, You can also enable two-factor authentication so that when they log in, they must utilize the TOTP Authenticator app to log in for future sessions. You can specify which backup edition or Cyber Protect edition they will be utilizing, whether they're just protecting standard systems, advanced workloads, needing disaster recovery abilities to fail over to the Acronis cloud. You can also toggle different services such as File Sync and Share and Notary. Once you deploy that agent, you can then set up protection plans that have already been applied by default, such as entire machine to cloud, or you can set up additional cyber protection plans where you can enable things like active protection. Once the Acronis agent has been deployed, as I said, you can view general info on the client, see the agent that's been deployed, see the backup status, and you can see critical alerting that may occur from the Acronis agent. Now, if you need to provide any additional services to your customer, such as granular level restoration, VM restore, DR failover, simply click Go to Cyber Protection Console. This will log you in to your Cyber Protection Console. As you'll see here, it's asking us for our 2FA verification code. You'll see when we log in, it presents us with a nice graphical overview of what's going on within our environment. You'll see the exact same alert shows right here. Protection plan has no quota. This is just to show you what type of alerting can show up from the Acronis tab over into the console of ConnectWise.
James, thank you for that fantastic overview about how Acronis Cyber Cloud integrates into the ConnectWise platform. My name is Mike Vogel, and I am here to walk you through a few slides to understand how Acronis Cyber Protect is licensed. So to start off with, you will notice that there are 3 different editions available. The editions are based on the needs of your clients because each client has different protection needs. Each one of these editions is by customer, which means that you can implement any of these at your different customers, but each customer will need to be on one edition. So you could have one customer using the standard edition and another customer using the disaster recovery edition because each one of those customers has different needs. Here's a breakdown that's a little bit more specific about what each edition has from a feature standpoint. If you notice, Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, Standard, Advanced, and Disaster Recovery Edition all have the same security feature set, which is those first 2 categories that all have the green check marks. But there is a difference in addition on the backup functionality. In the Standard Edition, you get everything you see from the security standpoint, plus all the Cyber Backup Cloud functionality. If you go up to the Advanced Edition, it includes some advanced features like group management of devices and protection for workloads like SAP HANA and Oracle databases. Then if you move up to disaster recovery, it contains everything in the previous module, plus the ability to fail over to our cloud. Now, once you've decided on the additions that you're going to need to implement per customer, you need to decide what billing model you want to have. And there's a couple of different choices. You can either go with a per gig model, and this would be for all your clients. So you're either per gig where you're paying a set cost per gig on what's being protected. And then for the security part, it would be per device. Or there's a per device model where you're paying one set amount per device. And then there's a small fee in addition if you want to put data into the Acronis data center. These are our 2 different billing models that are available for Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. That pretty much covers the high level on the licensing. I urge you now, as a next step, to please come visit us in our booth. Learn more about Cyber Protect Cloud, how our integrations work. We can go into more detail on the pricing and licensing of the product. And if you're willing to sit through a demonstration, you'll even get a $30 Amazon gift card. As another reminder, please don't forget to fill out the session survey, and hopefully you have nothing but great things to say about Acronis today. Finally, thank you for watching our breakout session. Please go back to the Virtual Solutions Pavilion and share your experience on social media. Thank you once again for visiting Acronis today.